And hello, theater nerds, and welcome back to another episode of Breaking Wind, an Avatar: The Last Airbender podcast. I am your host, Jason Roy Gaston, and with me, as always, VHS Jace. And well, we've come to a divisive episode. Some people love it, some people hate it. Some people are right, some people are wrong. Let's talk about the Ember Island Players, the last regular episode before the finale. And let's just straight up say it. If you hate this episode, you're wrong. You're wrong. This episode's fantastic.
I would even say there's a certain brilliance about this because I think you were saying, Jace, isn't this like really a clip show that they wanted originally?
Well, I wouldn't say that this is a clip show. I think you're getting this confused with what they have to do with Korra in a few seasons down the road.
In essence, though, this is a structure of a clip show. We're getting reminded of all the best bits of the series. But the brilliant part, isn't it? Rather than using clips, they do it in this genius fashion.
Yes, it's a recap, basically.
Yeah,
let's get you caught up before we end this show. But yeah, let's get you caught up before we end this show.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's
we have returned to Ember Island, where Zuko and Aang and Katara, Sokka, and Toph are all hanging out at the Fire Lord's cabin because he never goes there anymore, as we've already established. And what a perfect place to hide. And while they are working on perfecting their firebending in preparation for the showdown with Ozai, Sokka and Suki show up with news that there is a play called The Boy in the Iceberg that's based on Aang and all of his adventures. And they show them this poster. This poster looks familiar. Where have we seen it before?
I don't know. Where have we seen it?
This is the cover art for season 1 of the DVD.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the DVD cover art is this right here. They just replaced all the characters with their Ember Island player counterparts. And so, of course, whenever you're trying to lay low, you decide to go see a play about yourself, and that's exactly what Team Aang does. They go to sit down, and of course, Aang wants to sit next to Katara because he's in love with her, and he's kind of feeling weird about their relationship right now, and Zuko is clueless, and he sits between them and won't move. That kind of sucks. So,
going on.
This is going to be a short recap because we've already seen this stuff. We're just going to go over the scenes real quick, and then we will talk about them. Well, first of all, the Ember Island player who plays Katara,
wow,
it's hilarious on two fronts. Yeah. Number one, hilarious interpretation. You know, hope, 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 hope. Just that whole overblown hope thing. And two, the voice actor voices another character on Avatar. Who do you think the voice actor voices?
It's got to be one of the Kyoto. No, I don't know. No, go on. Who?
So the voice actor who plays Ember Island Katara is the voice actress of oh my gosh, sorry, my brain just stopped braiding.
Stop braiding. Now we're in total suspense.
Yeah, sorry. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. It's a theater trick to get you in total suspense. Anyway, this is Grey Griffin, and she voices the character of Azula. So whenever you see Katara, this is Azula making fun of Katara.
Wow.
Well, and for the record, in case you're wondering, well, then who the heck voices Ember Island Azula? That's Tara Strong.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Well, I know who Tara is. Yeah, what a slap in the face of an interpretation. She's sitting there having to watch that, seeing such a hope, I'm crying, I'm emotional, hope.
Hope. I'm so hopeful I may tear bend. Oh. Ember Island Zuko, by the way, is voiced by Derek Bosco, who is Dante Bosco's brother.
Oh, that's cool.
So I'm pretty sure that these two actors at least were just taking the piss out of their counterparts at this point. I don't know who voiced the other characters, but I just love that those two, just basically Azula's making fun of Katara and Dante's brother is making fun of him. I just love that. Then of course we have the most elementary version of Sokka here about, boy, I wish
Yeah.
it would fill my stomach. I'm
Yeah.
starving. That's his entire personality.
He's basically like that third string actor on a sitcom. Like, here's my gimmick, and he does the same
Yeah,
thing
this
all
is
the time.
absolutely. I
Oh,
love the fact
yeah.
that they have Aang played by a woman.
Yeah.
And
Why
this
not?
is
I
this
think that harkens back to Peter Pan.
that's
Like, kind
exactly
of
what I
thing.
was going to say.
Yeah.
This is a Peter Pan reference.
Yeah.
Because in Peter Pan, for those of you who are not privileged enough to be theater nerds like
Mm.
myself and my friend here, the part of Peter Pan is usually played by a woman
Traditionally, yeah.
because, of course, women look younger. They can play teenage boys, and they are lighter and can be flown around on rigs a lot easier.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Less chance of the thing snapping.
Yes, yes. And of course, we cannot forget, you know, this is like 8-bit Iroh right here.
Yeah,
We,
the most
we,
basic version, you know.
and of course, we get other hilarious callbacks throughout here, including Boomy, who is played by, good Lord, look at those gazungas.
Yeah, that
Just
looks
my gosh.
amazing.
We get a revisit of the Blue Spirit.
I misinterpret like a lot of this. They kind of get right when they talk about, but some things they get wrong, and that one's wrong, right?
Yes, because at one point the Blue Spirit fights Zuko.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Or is that a metaphor with him internally struggling? I don't know.
It could very well, yeah. And then we Jet.
Oh,
Even
you
on
Jet with the big
stage,
hair.
yeah,
What's
even
with the
on
big
stage,
hair?
Jet sucks. Oh my god. And then we get this version of Appa. Now, me and you were talking earlier. One of the things I really like about this episode is that all of the things that they do on stage, they are possible. You would need a big backstage and you need almost an unlimited budget, but the effects, the rigs, the flying, the backdrops, the lighting, all of that can be done on
Yeah,
stage
it's
if you
based in reality.
yeah,
Yeah.
if you wanted to, you could stage a production of The Boy and the Iceberg. I don't know if
Yeah.
you'd want to, but you can.
The obvious question everyone wants to ask, I suppose I've got to ask it, and I know the answer to this, but it's hard when you're watching it thinking, who wrote this?
Oh, it was I don't remember. They said the name of the author at the very beginning.
Did they? Because I'm like, well, where did she get her info from?
Yeah, it was oh my gosh. Let me see.
So
Doesn't say the name of the author on here, but they do give the name of the author because his picture is actually at the bottom of the poster that Sokka shows.
So in the beginning, you go, well, how's he getting all this information? And then you realize, oh no, he would have been going to these places and he's hearing this all secondhand. That's why you have slightly altered interpretations of events and people, right?
Yeah, he was talking to the cabbage vendor for one thing. The cabbage vendor's got a very biased view on these people.
Yeah, not a big fan.
Yes. We also get a recreation of this scene from
Yeah.
the season finale of season 1 where Yue ascends to the moon and probably gave me my biggest laugh about, yes, I did have pickled herring for dinner. Hilarious.
Meantime, through all of this, though, could you may have been saving for later, Toph.
Oh, I'm actually about to get to Toph because voiced by one of my favorite voice actors of all time, John DiMaggio, makes his Avatar debut as Toph. Rhymes with tough. I something about this, about the fact that everyone is bothered by the way they're being portrayed, except for Toph. She thinks it's great. Toph is a non-binary queen, or a non-binary ruler, I should say. She doesn't care. She's just like, yeah, tough guy. I like it.
I also like it on the back that she was laughing at everyone else. Going, that is like you. So you're thinking as you go along the episode, oh, she's going to get hers down. She's going to be unhappy. And no, it's exactly who she'd love to be represented. And her reasoning of why she's happy, spot on.
Yep. And a fun bit of trivia. Originally, this was the way that Toph was envisioned. Was that she was going to be a big tough man, and they changed it to a small blind girl.
Yeah.
So I just couldn't see it. I couldn't see Toph being big and tough. I like that they kept her small and blind, like powerful things come in small packages. I love that about the character. But
100%.
we're treated to more scenes such as the showdown between Azula and Aang. I can also say that this is the first time I ever realized that, and I don't know why this is the first time I ever realized it because it's so obvious, but they use black lights to simulate the avatar state, and the actress who plays Aang just shuts her. Yeah, she just closed her eyes. She got her eyes. That's brilliant. You cannot tell me they did not have a theater nerd in the writing room whenever they did this.
100% they did.
Yep. So during an intermission, the gang, of course, they have their talks with each other about reminiscing about things. It's during this time that Aang makes another move on Katara, but she's like, I told you I don't know how I feel about things. And he's kind of put off by that because their relationship is in kind of a weird spot right now. Now, should Aang back off? Absolutely. Should Katara also be like more, I'm not going to say receptive, but should she communicate more? Yes. Yes, both of them are kind of in the wrong here. Now, I do think Aang is more in the wrong because I am all about consent.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the whole I don't know what to think thing is kind of a cop-out for me. It's just, give him
and when confronted that he hasn't, like, he's done something he shouldn't have, he, completely backs off straight away.
Yeah.
He knows he's just impulsive because how does a 111, 112, how old he is, how do you deal with that? Sometimes you make silly choices when you've never felt that feeling before for another person. So it's a very real thing that happens in life.
Yeah, that and the fact that he's may die in the next couple of days. It's now or never.
Yeah.
So Sokka and Suki. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, but for her to kind of dismiss it too is again very realistic, but also, kind of tough to watch too, because
it really is. But they are kids, and I think that they're being written very honestly as kids.
You know what? I will say at this point, now I know different just because I got spoiled along the way, right, with new movies and that coming out. But at this point in time, and I've watched the entire series, and I'm getting up to the last hour and a half, one big episode, nothing would have told me that they would have ended up together. It's one thing to have a crush and to have infatuation, but there's nothing at this point that indicates to me they will build a life together. Just saying.
Again, Aang is kind of going into a situation that he doesn't know if he's going to survive or not, and so I see this more as Aang putting all of his cards on the table. It's now or never. I'm probably not going to get another chance to tell you that I feel this way about it.
Maybe a better way to explain it is I was kind of expecting by the end of this series that it was very clear that they were completely in love with each other and the relationship will turn into getting married, having kids, all that kind of thing. And all I'm saying is at this point, I'm not really convinced that's the case. Hey, mate, I think you're muted. You've been muted. I thought it was my end.
I'll edit that part out.
Yeah.
So
you've been muted for about a minute.
Okay. Yeah, I will just edit that part out.
Yeah, cool.
So the actor who plays that. Okay.
Yeah, back.
So we'll talk about that later, but right now let's go backstage with Sokka and Suki, who are talking with Sokka's faux Sokka, the actor Sokka. Now, I gotta say, Scott Menville voices actor Sokka, whereas real Sokka is voiced by Jack DeSena. I thought that Jack DeSena was doing both parts because Scott Menville was nailing the voice so well. some other roles that has been played by this actor are he's Robin from Teen Titans Go.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, so that's
Awesome.
where you hear that voice from.
Oh, cool. Cool. Actually, I love that whole idea though, that Sokka's like, hey man, here's some lines. He's starting to give him stuff. Like
Yeah, he's
he's
giving him
into
notes.
it.
Yeah,
He's giving him notes.
I would do the same thing if somebody was
Which, you know,
portraying me.
most
I'd give them
actors,
notes.
yeah, well, if you're an actor receiving notes, maybe not the gift you really want sometimes, but
Hey, you know what? Every actor should be open to criticism. Now,
they
definitely
should be out.
don't
Well,
consider that
it's
your green flag to go give actors criticism, especially if you don't
no,
know what the hell you're talking about. But
exactly,
at the same time,
exactly.
if somebody comes up and says, "I have notes,"
Yeah.
at least listen. You don't have to enact it. And if you're on your way
It's
to
a
the
fine
bathroom, just
balance.
say, "I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a minute."
It's a fine balance between collaboration and, yeah,
Exactly.
and going too
Exactly.
far.
So we are coming near the end of the play, and Aang and Zuko and all the actors on stage are getting ready to fight Fire Lord Ozai, who is just oh my god, I just love the portrayal here.
I love the design of this one. Yeah,
Yeah, he's almost
it's a
scarier than the
very
real one.
Disney villain, isn't it? It's very
Yes, I
Disney.
love it. He kind of looks like he's looking for a lamp in the cave of forever or something.
Yeah.
Give me the lamp, Aladdin.
Yeah.
But then things kind of veer off of what has happened, and it's gone into fantasy. Because Zuko actor is killed, not like for real, but like on stage, like fake actor Zuko is fake killed,
No.
and fake Aang is fake killed, and the Fire Nation is victorious because this entire time we've been watching nothing but propaganda.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And
it's a propaganda play. A propaganda
yeah,
play. Yeah.
and the gang is kind of shocked seeing that. Yeah, this could easily happen. We could all easily
Yeah.
die. But they do leave, and they basically decide, yeah, you know what, that wasn't a very good play.
But you
And
know,
that's the end. That's it. That's the end of the
I
Ember Island Players.
think there's a lot more going on with this episode though than what's on the surface. I think characters are facing up to certain things about themselves. I like relationships are being challenged. There's a bit going on, even though you could argue, oh, it's just a recap. It's way more than that. And I would say I'm glad that this was the episode that now is going to launch me into what I consider a film, because I'm, 4 episodes now condensed together. It's one story of going into the last part of Avatar. I think this was a perfect place to launch into that last phase.
I have to agree. I don't think that there was any better of a way that they could have had a penultimate adventure
Mm,
than a story that says, look at where we've been, look at what we've done. Now let's make fun of ourselves.
that's
I
right.
love that. I love a show that is self aware enough to fondly look back and say, yeah, look at how ridiculous we are.
And they
And I,
established in the beginning of the episode that they're ready.
yeah,
I think that's established.
yeah, yeah, they're ready. Let's go have some fun. Let's have some fun
Yep,
before all the heavy stuff hits.
exactly.
But yeah, speaking of that, next episode is going to be our last look at animated Avatar, at least until more of it comes out. And well, let me rephrase this: last of the OG animated Avatar, because we do have the Legend of Korra we're going to look at
Yeah, I'm
whenever it comes
excited
out.
about that.
We
I'm
have got
excited.
more live action Airbender whenever it comes out, and of course we have a
I'm so excited.
series. We have a series of animated movies that are coming out as well, including uh, animated series, Earthbender Avatar series that we've been hearing some very interesting things about. It's going to be a
I
very
mean,
interesting direction. I cannot wait until this new stuff happens. Now we may have to take a hiatus every once in a while to let reality catch up with us. My gosh,
oh,
we're
well,
going to be
that'd be
there.
fun. I tell you what, though, I am so pumped right at this second because I've said this many, many times throughout the series. I watched the next episode straight after this one. I am champing at the bit right now to finish this podcast because, yeah, I gotta see how this finishes. Like, man, this has been such a delight, this series, because it's very rare that, and I think it's been good discipline, to be honest with you, that you go and watch things, especially in something that's already complete, watch it episode by episode, a week at a time. Um, yeah. So I think it's been a gift to be able to go back and do that.
there is something to be said for savoring something, and I think that
Because
this
I
has
think about
been
each episode,
yeah, this has been an experience to savor. Honestly, I've kind of had so much fun doing this. I don't think I'm gonna binge that much anymore. I'm probably just gonna watch like if whenever Stranger Things comes out, whenever all the kids are like in their 40s, I'll
Yeah.
probably watch one episode a day instead of just watching them back to back to back.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
avoid spoilers because I mean, yeah, it's fun to savor. It's fun to think about things. It's fun to just let the taste linger in your mouth before you swallow it whole. You know,
Absolutely.
be a connoisseur instead of a dog just at the bowl going blah 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 blah.
Well, I think I've been able to get the most out of it by doing that. I honestly think so. It's like it would be very rare. I mean, unless you were watching it at the time, there's no other way of doing that unless you give yourself like you make yourself do it. That's why the show's been great for it. So I'm super pumped for the next one to be the series finale episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That is right. And of course, we are going to be talking about that next week here on Breaking Wind. It's going to be an extra big episode. So
Which is
please do join us as we
Woo!
come on home and cross home plate for Avatar: The Last Airbender. And of course, if you enjoy what you've seen here, why? But if you did, go to the video description below, check out our Patreon. You can join us for as little as $5 a month or more. We are going to have all kinds of fun things there. And you get special sneak peeks at all of the episodes that we do. You get perks. Somebody's going to get a personal roast because they decided to be the first one up at our top tier level, and that is coming your way if you haven't gotten it already, because I am speaking to you from the distant past. And lots of great things around the corner. I hope you will join us there. So, for the second to last episode, thank you for joining us, and we will catch you again on the flip flop. If you don't, I'm going to tear bend.
My cat's attacking me in the
Cat.
background.
Cool. Hold up. Let's see. Ah, get him, Mike, get him.
Fat now.